We want to get into the transgender row, Dawn, in the Mail. Basically, a former prisoner spoken out against putting transgender inmates in women's jail. Why? What's prompted the...
Yeah, well, this is obviously prompted by the whole Scottish gender assignation and sort of like choosing your own gender at the age of 16 and sort of like male... Well, rapists who have transgender...
So basically, as a man or with men's bits,
yes,
you can
absolutely.
rape someone, be jailed for it, and put in a women's prison.
That's correct, yeah. This is a lady called Laura Goldsmith. She's 38 years old and she's waived her right to being anonymous to add to the warnings. She was assaulted whilst serving time in HMP Newhall in Wakefield, West Yorkshire, by a transgender prisoner who is called Karen White, but used to be a man. And she was attacked in the exercise yard, I mean, sexually assaulted. And she is saying, you know, it's without doubt there are some men, predatory men, who are using the transgender legislation to prey on very vulnerable women in women's prisons. So good for her for talking out about it. As I say, she was in for GBH. She has drug issues. She's incredibly vulnerable. And in 2018 at Leeds Court, the person who was accused of assaulting her was given life for raping 2 women outside of a jail and sexually assaulting 2 inmates at Newhall the previous year. So good on Laura for talking out, because this is the thing that women are constantly being told won't happen.
So what's the solution then? Do we get gender-neutral prisons? Because quite clearly you can't going forward have this situation where transgender women who still have penises and have been convicted of sexual violence against women then put in prison with women, and yet they also can't go to a male prison because they are transgender.
If there aren't any needs, the answers are there as well.
Presumably that's the simple solution. Yeah. A separate wing of the ladies' prison that is for transgender prisoners if they've sexually assaulted someone.
It's a very good idea.
Why don't they sort that out?
New rules are coming in today, aren't they, banning transgender women from female prisons, extended when they come into force today, and they will... Covering restrictions, it gets very messy, doesn't it? Covering restrictions, covering trans women who have male genitalia still or who have committed sexual offences. They will not be going to women's prisons.
Absolutely.
But, as I said, look, they're going to be in solitary confinement in any case, aren't they? Sex offenders often are. So they could be in solitary in a male prison if they've got male genitalia. I'm sorry, you're not anywhere near vulnerable women. I don't care. Sorry.